I told my parents to keep all the money they stole from me while I was in university and shove it. Plus, all updates. I got a job while I was in high school. It was with a friend of my father. I put away most of it and just bought myself some stuff I wanted, but my parents wouldn't buy for me. My parents aren't rich, but they do well enough. They wanted me to appreciate that material goods were paid for with my time. I didn't mind. I bought myself a PS4 and some games, which they made me share with my younger brother and sister. Once again, I didn't mind. I mostly played while they did homework or slept. When I graduated from high school, they said I had to start paying rent. That sucked because I was going to university in the fall, and I was hoping to save up over the summer so I could work less during the school year. So I worked my ass off in school and at work. I ended up getting a job loading delivery trucks before school, and that sucked because I went to sleep at PM most nights, so I could get up early and go to work. I am about to graduate and I found a job in another province. I have already started doing my onboarding and online training. I will go from graduation to loading my car to leave. My parents had a graduation party for me where they tried to present me with a check for all the rent I paid plus a pittance in interest. I looked at the check for about a minute and I started laughing. All I could think of was the fact that I had no social life during university. Because I was working, I didn't have any money in investments like my friends did, because they were taking my money. I asked them how they were doing this for my sister. They said they weren't since she wasn't working while she went to school. I tire up the check and told them to shove it up their asses. I told them that when they compensated me for all the sleep I lost, 4 years of no social life during university and 4 summer vacations, I would speak to them again. I told my little brother not to get a job or they would fuck him over too. I went to my room, grabbed my computer, some clothes, my PS4, and my toiletries. My brother and sister can play on the PS5 my parents bought the family. They were yelling at me the whole time. I said if they touched me or tried to stop me, I would call the cops. I loaded up my car, that I paid for, I insure, and is registered to me. I drove to my friend's parents' house and had a bit of a breakdown. They let me stay there since she is away at university in another city. I blocked my parents and my brother and sister. I had already given notice at my job, so I called my boss and told him I was sick and would not be available for my last week. He said he understood and laughed. He said he was surprised I had kept working this close to graduation. My grandfather called me to talk a couple of days later. We went to Timmy's and he let me unload everything I felt. They took money from me that I could have used to make my life better. I didn't even have time for a girlfriend. My entire university romantic life was hooking up with the woman I work with when her ex-husband had the kids for the weekend. He said my parents' hearts were in the right place and that they thought they were helping me. I said they owed me 4 years of fun, of parties I was too tired to go to, of social events and networking I didn't do, all the shit they were subsidizing for my sister, and that they would end up subsidizing for my brother. He said he understood and hugged me. He is old, but I couldn't have gotten free of that hug if I tried. He asked me if I needed money to start my new job. I said I did not want anything that came from my parents. He gave me a cashier's check for about 3 times what my parents took from me. He said to use it however I wanted in my new life. He said it wasn't part of my inheritance or anything. It was a gift from him and something my grandma would have wanted me to have. My friends think I was stupid to tear up the check. Most of them agree with me about being pissed at my parents. Some family have called me to say I behaved terribly and that I owe my parents an apology. I thank them for the call or message and block them. I'm calmer now and I do not think I am in the wrong, but maybe I'm too close to see what I'm missing. AITA update. Not sure why, but my other throwaway got deleted. I took a lot of what you guys had to say to heart. I unblocked my family and spoke with my parents. I agreed to meet with them for lunch today. We went to the keg and talked. They said they didn't realize how I felt for those for years. My mom cried and said she was very sorry that I felt like they didn't care about me. I guess they read my post from before it got taken down, and they are disturbed by what I wrote. They are also upset that my girlfriend is a single mom, 14 years older than me. They asked if they could meet her and I said no. They offered me the check again, and this time, book it, and thanked them. I said I would come home later. After lunch, I went to the bank and deposited it. Since we all bank at the same branch, it was easy to cash it. I made sure that the money was in my account. Then I blocked them again. I just wrote my girlfriend a check for $4,312 to help her out. It was the interest on the money, more or less. She is a decent person, and she taught me a lot. She works her ass off loading trucks, and she deserves something good in her life. I know that isn't me. I'm seeing my grandfather tomorrow. I'm going to make sure he knows what I did and why. I'm also going to invite him out to see my new place once I move our west. I'm spending the weekend at my girlfriend's house since her ex has the kids. Thank you all for your help and advice. Final update. Tuesday is my convocation. I gave the tickets to my grandfather and my girlfriend. Wednesday, taking a flight home and never coming back here for any reason other than to see my grandfather. My grandpa came out to see my new apartment, and I took him for a drive from my new city down to another, then through the mountains and home. He had never seen the Rockies before. My parents are pissed that they will not get to see me graduate, but since they had fuck all to do with my success thus far in my life, they don't deserve it. I got some great advice from this sub and the other one. I will start seeing a therapist when I get to the city where I will be working, not to reconcile with my parents or anything, just to deal with my hatred and maybe get to a better place. I left my old phone at my parents' house, and I have a new phone number that only my grandpa, my friend, her parents, and my girlfriend know. If I get a call from my parents, I will ditch it and just have my grandfather know my number. I have been lurking on Reddit, and I cannot believe how many other parents think this is the right way to deal with kids. If you do this, please choke. So yeah, still angry, still cutting those useless people out of my life. Happy to be moving forward. Thanks for reading this and for the advice. All of you that agreed with my parents. I hope you do better with your kids. If not, you deserve what you get. What do you guys think? Let's discuss in the comments. Follow and like for more stories.